Hi, I'm Andy with EcoCha. Here we are with batch number 34 of the EcoCha Tea Club. And this month's batch of tea is a Yu Ling High Mountain Oolong tea. Yu Ling is the highest elevation tea growing region in Taiwan, adjacent to the Yishan in northern Taichung County. And this tea is the most prestigious tea available in Taiwan, at least in terms of the High Mountain Oolong category. And we are inspired to share this batch because it is a combination of both the most prestigious tea and also a sustainable version of that tea, simply because it's the fall harvest, in contrast to the spring and winter harvests, which are in extremely high demand and extremely high priced as a result due to marketing strategies and marketing trends in Taiwan. So as part of the Tea Club and our whole ethos, we want to share what is special about Taiwanese teas, but we want to keep it real as much as possible in the process. And we feel that this is a perfect example of that combination of making it special, but also keeping it sustainable. The fall harvest is much cheaper than the spring and winter harvest, simply because people have been told that it is significantly different. We've done our research. We found that there is a difference between seasons, indeed, but it's not one that is extremely evident. By offering the fall harvest, we're able to share that same farm, the same source, the same farming methods, the same processing methods, just a different season. And yeah, we like it. So we were able to procure this batch of tea that was harvested in last fall, and we're only sharing it now with the EcoCha Tea Club. But it has brought us to the conviction that from this source, in the future, we will procure spring harvest and fall harvest and leave the winter harvest to those who really need it here in Taiwan. Fall tea is harvested a mere 2 months before winter tea, and it's the same thing, just grown, the leaves are grown a few months earlier. So that's all we have to say about the discrimination factor between seasons. And we'll move on to the actual farm and the processing methods. Specifically, this farm, as the photos we've shared on our blog show, that it's the apex of a slope. It's on the top of a slope, so it's getting maximum sun exposure, which is particularly important at this elevation, or any elevation of 2,000 meters or over, let's say. This farm is at 2,200 meters. You just saw me brew the second pot of tea here. Fresh forest green aroma. Rich. That kind of deep forest smell, like coming off the forest floor, that wet forest smell. Wonderfully fresh, but not grassy. It's more foresty, more deep leafy green, or maybe even alpine forest kind of aroma coming off the brewed leaves. The first brew I brewed quite briefly, maybe 45, 50 seconds. Sweet, very mild, subtle pastry flavor, that kind of creaminess that comes with a little extra oxidation of the leaves in the processing. Flowery but mellowed. It's not a perfumey flowery that comes from much greener teas. It's a kind of almost dried flower or something like that, maybe verging on savory, of a dried savory herb. It's not hugely perfumey. It's comforting, fresh pastry kind of aroma coming off through the nose here. Let's go for the second brew. Much thicker mouthfeel. More of a substantial vegetal base. And now that savoriness, a savory pastry is coming out of the aftertaste in the nose. Foresty again on the back of the palate. Deep leafy forest essence is what I'm getting from the second brew here. I'm going to pour another cup before I pour the third brew in. By the way, I put 9 grams of leaves in this 150 milliliter spouted gaiwan. So it's a porcelain gaiwan, but it's much more ergonomic in my experience. Got these nice friendly handles, much easier to use. As you can see, the leaves have filled up the pot, but not packed in there. There's plenty of room for the leaves to breathe, so to speak, and to brew fully. Let's see what the third brew has. The color and the consistency has deepened progressively from the first to the third brew. We have a nice, very vibrant color coming off here, a lot of refraction going on. Transparent, but got that thick, viscous appearance to it. Yu Ling, in a word, is the epitome of high mountain oolong tea grown in Taiwan. We feel privileged to have met our friend who, over the last 3 years, slowly revealed the fact that he's been working with this farmer for 20 years. And we just started tasting these batches last year. So there you have it, Yu Ling, High Mountain Oolong Tea. Please let us know what you think. Share your experiences with us through your comments, your photos, your tasting videos. Post them on our blogs. Let's share our experience of the tea club with each other so that we can learn from each other and know that other people are appreciating it as much as we are. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next month.